In this tutorial, we're going to go over the idea of creating a multiple choice quiz or multiple choice questions for a quiz. If you notice, I'm already in the question bank, and the way you get here, if you follow my crumb trail at the top, I go from quizzes to the name of the quiz. That's the name of the quiz we gave, and then into editing quiz. So I'm inside the edit. So if you're starting from that initial interface, that's how you'd get here. You'd click on the quiz, and you'd click on edit, and get into the question bank. Okay, so I'm inside the question bank. Now, I took the liberty of already creating a subcategory, alright, which is another tutorial that I provided. So you can, if you want to, you don't have to, but it's easier to follow your questions and keep track of them as you build them out. And so I'm going to go under, and I'm under the activity module of test quiz, and let's go into multiple choice questions. Now, I'm going to bring your screen down. I already have questions down here because I've created them already. If you haven't, this will appear empty. But as you create questions, this will show up. And if you notice, it matches the number 2 behind my category. So I'm going to drop down the menu, and we're going to go to multiple choice. And let's bring you over here. This is the general area, so this is the general information needed. Okay, notice the category, it's multiple choice questions. The question name is going to be Moodle, just plain Moodle. Now this, the reason why you want to give it a question name is it'll be easier for you to track. It's not something the students will necessarily see, so it's something for you to use. So make sure it's something that you can identify with and keep track of, especially as you create a larger bank of questions. The question text, this is what the students will actually see. Okay, so this is where you want to formulate your question. And you can insert pictures in here. It works as like a full HTML bar. If by using this, you'd be able to insert a picture or an image. So if you want to build a question off of that, you could. That's up to you. We're going to scroll down. It's a basic HTML format. Image to display, I'm going to select none because I have no pictures in the box up above. The default grade, I'm going to set it at 10 points, meaning this question is worth 10 points. Penalty factor, that would be if you have it on adaptive mode, and that's under when you create the body and the setting for the quiz. If you, it means you allow more than one attempt on a question, and this will determine how many points or how many tenths of a point are taken off for each attempt. I don't have that set, so I'm going to leave it at 0. General feedback, again, if you have that setting, this would be where general feedback would come into the student. So after they finished the quiz, what is said to them. Now, one or multiple answers. This is there one correct answer or the multiple correct answers? That's up to you. Okay, if you want to allow multiple answers allowed, you can pick that and then provide that. If there's only one correct answer, that's what I'm going to give. Okay, shuffle the choices. This would mean that for each student, the sequence is different. So if I have, if I say what is Moodle, and I say it's a system, and that's A, the next student would see that as B, the next student would see that as C. So it's kind of a nice little security feature. This is how you want them to appear. We'll pick all caps A, B, C. It'll go A, B, C, D, E, all the way through the alphabet. Now notice the next one is choice 1. So the first choice I'm going to give them is dog, to what is Moodle. Well, we know that dog is the incorrect answer. And when you hit this grade box right here and pull it up, you have a multitude of selections as far as the percentage. And that deals with that specific question. And because dog is incorrect, I'm going to give it none, which means if they answer dog, they will get 0 points. I can give feedback if you have that setting. Remember, you have to give it an immediate feedback. So if they answer dog, I could tell them, sorry, because that was incorrect. Choice 2, I'm going to say is cat. And again, I'm going to leave it at none because that is incorrect. And I'm going to give feedback of nope. Now the third choice, make sure you can see the third choice I'm going to give as being the correct answer. Learning management system. In this grade, I'm going to give 100, okay, because that's the correct answer. And then for feedback, I would give correct. Oops. And you see choice 4, choice 5, and even at the bottom you have blanks for 3 more choices. So you could give them, you don't just have to give them the standard 3 or 4 choices. You could give them 7, 8 if you'd like. That's up to you. And the general overall feedback, that's for any correct responses. Again, if you have that set, you'd fill it in. Then for any partially correct responses, meaning that if you have the adaptive mode set, and if they, or you have the concept of like, well, this is correct, but this is a better answer, you could fill this in and that would be provided. For any incorrect responses, that would be the information they see. Now we're going to click Save Changes. One other aspect to point out, when I put cat and dog in, that's those boxes for responses. That's the opportunity to say, if you're giving them one attempt and you want to direct them to the page in the book or the aspect of the notes or the aspect of some video or lecture that you've given to where the correct answer is, that would be a good place to put that in, to say, hey, go look here to find the correct answer. So that way we're using this as still an instructional method and helping them retain information. So now I've saved my changes. I'm going to come back into my question bank. Category, I'm still in the multiple choice questions. Now if we come down here, we can see where I've added Moodle. Okay, now if we come over here to the right, you'll see here's the symbol for multiple choice questions. Let's move you over to the left. Now I want to add this to the test. I could select all, or I could deselect all. I can just select that one. I can do it manually. That's up to you how you want to pick them. You may want to build them all out first, then bring them over. Choice. But I just want to add this one, so I'm actually just going to use this little arrow here to add to quiz. Now I'm going to bring you over to the left. Questions in this quiz. Okay, you'll see we just added Moodle. The arrows here will allow me to manipulate the questions in the sequence. Okay, you see here the question name. That's for you as the instructor. So when you're naming the questions, make sure you follow or use that in a way that's helpful for you. It's worth 10 points. The total point for the test is 10. Maximum grade, the total is 150. Maximum grade, this is the idea of what no matter what, you may have 200 points possible, but the maximum grade that the actual quiz, test, or exam is worth as far as it in the class. So let's say on your syllabus, this exam is worth 50 points, or a total of 20% of the class grade. Then you would want that to be reflected here with 20, because that's the max as far as how it will affect the grade. But that's up to you. To preview the question, we can click this little icon here. To edit the question, we can click this icon to move it back over to the question bank. Move you over. You could click this here and it would remove it. So let's preview. And if I move your screen up, you're in the preview mode. Test quiz, it's the name of the quiz or test you have set up. What is Moodle? Choose one answer. It's worth 10 points and you have your choices. And you could submit page, and again this deals with if you only put one question per page for the student, they'd answer then hit submit page. If it's something where it's all on one page or it's at the end of the questions, they'd hit submit all and finish. Start again, fill with correct, close preview, which is what we're going to choose right now. And that's how you would add a multiple choice question into Moodle.